Hello and welcome to another video. Today I'm going to go through how I make collages using magazine paper. This method of collaging is really simple and quite effective, and there's no painting necessary. So the first thing I do is go through different magazines. Someone has given me loads of gardening magazines, which is really nice, and I go through them and I find different colours that I like. So here I'm cutting out the pink, and I go through and just cut out different colours that I see. So I have my pinks here, and I have some purples, and some greens, and some blues, and you can just cut out as many colours as you like. So now I'm going to show you how I use these magazine cutouts to make a collage. I've had it in my mind to make a bee collage for a while, and I thought this would be a good opportunity to do that. So right now I'm just cutting out a hexagon shape that I can use to draw an outline with. So I've already gone through my magazine and found different sections with yellow. I'm going to draw a hexagon outline and cut out these yellow pieces for honeycomb. I actually found a page with bees and thought it would be really cool to cut out some hexagons out of the actual honeycomb on the pages, but I've also just gone for random objects that have yellow. So I'm drawing the outline with a pencil and then doing a rough cut around it. Later on I'm going to finalize the cuts a bit. This technique is really good for the imagination, as you're just looking at colours and you're not really seeing the object but imagining what you could do with that colour. So you wouldn't look at that flower and think, I'm going to make a bee collage from it. But you can look at that colour and kind of let your imagination take the lead a bit. I also did use a paper that I have painted. I have a tutorial going through how I paint collage papers, so you can check that out if you want to. Here I'm just finalising the cut and just cutting along the pencil mark that I've made. For the black part of the bee body, I thought to use this blackberry picture, so I'm just drawing out a basic oval shape and cutting that out. Then for the yellow part of the bee body, I'm going to use this honeycomb picture, and I'm going to cut out 2 thin strips from that. To add some details, I'm cutting in some indents into this yellow piece of paper. This is to add kind of a furry feel. Then using a glue stick, I'll glue the yellow strips down onto the bee body. I cut out some lines from this blackberry, try and make them as thin as possible and stick them on to the back of the bee to be antennas. So for the bee wings, I'm cutting out a wing shape from this blue colour. Once I cut out the first shape, I flip it and draw the outline for the second wing. I flip it so that when they're both cut out, they are symmetrical rather than identical. I cut off the yellow strips that are hanging over the edge of the bee body. And then for the wings, I cut around the shape that I've made, making a very thin outline. This is because I just want the wings to be an outline to mimic the effect of being translucent. So I usually wait until the very end to glue things down. This is so that I have all the pieces I'll be working with and I can play around with arranging them how I like. So once I do like it, I glue things down piece by piece. So I decided I was going to add a few more details to the wings. This part was quite fiddly, a bit hard to cut out and stick down, but I think in the end really adds to the piece. For you, you can decide how fiddly you want things to be. This piece is quite small, so if I made it a bit bigger, then these pieces wouldn't be so difficult to work with. So just keep that in mind. If you're making a small piece and you want to add loads of details, that might be quite difficult, but it's really just up to you. This technique is so fun, and especially if you're intimidated by painting and all that stuff and you think, oh, I'm not a very good painter, there's no painting required. Very minimal skill needed, and the pieces you can create are really pretty. So here's my finished bee. That was really fun to make. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, give it a like. If you disliked it, you can give it a dislike also. If you have any questions or anything like that, leave them in the comments below, and please consider subscribing. Thanks for watching. See you next week.